Hello, assalamu alaikum, everybody. Hope you're all safe, sound, and healthy. And I think it's about time we address the issue. The issue that the whole country is extremely frustrated, extremely angry, and that I, in fact, am too angry to have talked about for so long. As you know, if you've listened to some of my previous podcasts on the government agencies and the government organizations, their dishonesty, their incompetence, and lack of professionalism during Imran Khan's tenure, you would realize that that was proof of the fact that even though Imran Khan did manage to form the government after winning the elections, he did not have two-thirds majority, which meant that the traitors that are sitting on top of us right now, the illegitimate government that immediately toppled the legitimate government on the say-so of United States of America, in order to maintain Pakistan's slavery under America, that this government was working viciously behind the scenes, even when Imran Khan was in power. We all know that. We knew that when it was happening, and we can see that even now. The fact that the media gave coverage to those traitors, even when they were officially no longer in the government. The fact that the LESCO, water and electricity supply organization, the fact that the NADRA organization, the fact that the gas supply organization, the fact that the law and order organizations, the judiciary, the law enforcement agencies, the intelligence agencies, the fact that all of them were working together very openly, very blatantly against the government in order to make sure that the government collapses, the fact that they were working with each other in such a way to ensure that the citizens are not satisfied. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who your prime minister is. If the machinery below him refuses to work, then that machinery can be used against the government in order to completely stonewall the government, or in order to completely paralyze the government so that the government can no longer function. Because the bureaucracy, the machinery, is there to enable functionality of the government. And when they refuse to function, then the government cannot function. And that is why we always refer to the bureaucracy as the worst mechanism in any country. And we always call bureaucrats the worst turncoats, or the worst traitors, or basically just the worst people in any country. So this is exactly what happened during Imran Khan's tenure. And then after that, when they saw that he still wouldn't budge because the public is still with him, yes, I'm using the present tense because the public still is with him. That is why it is known as the largest political party in the country. It's not because it has a huge number of members within its party. It's because majority of the public are members of the party and active members as it is. So the fact that now these traitors are sitting here and actually slandering Imran Khan, even though they have tried to assassinate him twice at least since they've come into power, and the fact that they did it openly, and the fact that they did it exactly as it was rumored they would do it, the fact that they are sitting here now in the parliament and actually have the gall to blame him for everything that actually they're doing. So they're the ones who bend law and order. They're the ones who have let criminals and rapists go because they are related to them, or they are working for these people in the government. The fact that these people in the government have been behind the largest criminal organizations ever in Pakistan, and that those people are still scot-free. And they have been honorably discharged of all accusations. And the fact that the Supreme Court is still trying its best to uphold the Constitution and to try to stop the government from illegally running rampant against other political parties that are not part of the government. Now the Supreme Court is being attacked by this so-called government that is talking about maintenance of law and order. The fact that this very government has been in history, on the record, responsible for storming the Supreme Court at least twice in the past. And now they're talking about law and order and about respecting the law. And now again, in standing in Parliament, they are attacking the Supreme Court and its justices. The fact that this government has very openly politically targeted other people, and that they have been torturing members of Imran Khan's political party, and that they have been making nude films and videos of those members and their family members after deliberately putting them in that situation. The fact that they are both sexually as well as sadistically depraved enough to sexually as well as physically torture political party members. The fact that these party members are being subjected to so much humiliation just because of the fact that they do not belong to the PDM, which is the illegitimate government right now ruling us. And the fact that nobody is saying or doing anything, I think that tells you which way the law is bending. So I think that it is extremely hilarious. It is extremely hilarious that the very government that has been manipulating the law and the media, even when it was not in the government, and that always makes it a point to manipulate all political agencies, all government agencies, all media, and all judiciary. The fact that they are very, very obviously manipulating every single one of these organizations. And now they're standing in the parliament and lamenting the fact that the law is siding with Imran Khan. I think it's extremely hilarious. What is even more hilarious is the fact that Maryam Nawaz, who has actually no political position and no capacity, is moving on tours, political tours, governmental tours, using our money, the taxpayers' money. And I would like to ask her, in what capacity does she come on TV and make such long, vulgar speeches? And in what capacity does she come and talk about her father, Nawaz Sharif, the wanted criminal who cannot even come back to Pakistan because he's so shit scared that she can actually open her mouth and talk to us about law and justice when everybody knows exactly what she's doing, and that the fact that and everybody knows that she is behind the murder of many of our journalists who were refused to be bought, one of them being Arshad Sharif. And the fact that she has been illegally using our intelligence agencies and allowing America to use our intelligence agencies without even having any real authority is very, very, very questionable. And we are becoming a banana republic, which is what America wanted in the first place, because America did not want Imran Khan to complete formation of the bloc. And it's so hilarious that now suddenly PDM wants to take credit for forming that bloc when actually they came in order to break that bloc. The whole world knows that without Imran Khan, this bloc would never have been made. Without Imran Khan, all the other Muslim countries and non-Muslim countries wouldn't gather and form a union. And in fact, that these unions now obviously have sort of gone on the back burner since Imran Khan has been toppled, and that is exactly what the USA wanted. As we all know, as we can see throughout history, the USA has been interfering with different countries, in fact, with almost all countries in the world, because of the fact that the USA has always wanted its own colonies and it wants to rule over the entire world. And the USA is known as the dawn of the international mafia. From the charade of 9/11 to the attacks that it has fomented in Palestine, to the attacks that it has funded in occupied Kashmir in India, to the terrorism acts that it has been constantly funding in Afghanistan and Pakistan, to the fact that it has been interfering with Africa as well, the fact that the assassination of Gaddafi has also been by the American government. All these facts are on the record, and nobody can try to make excuses or justify or negate them in any way. And I think that this is very, very disturbing, that we have allowed America to get away with all of this without sanctioning that country, without making that country answerable for its deeds. The fact that America is behind all the wars, the Gulf War, the Middle Eastern wars, the wars in Africa, the civil wars, and the fact that America has been actively trying to create a civil war in Pakistan for the past 50 years is all on the record. And it is amazing how people think that because it doesn't directly affect them, so they don't have to stand up for it. But now the people of Pakistan have realized what their callousness and their carelessness and their stupidity and their complacent attitude has resulted in. It has resulted in today. This very thing that Imran Khan came and worked so hard for 22 years to make sure that it wouldn't happen. This very thing is what is happening. And I personally think that the people of Pakistan deserve it, because I also have been noticing this for decades since I've come to this country. And I've noticed that our people are just so selfish, so lazy, and so complacent that they always have this, it's in their nature to throw everything onto somebody else. And then they come, to eat the feast that's cooked by somebody else. So they deserve what's happening. They deserve what's coming to them. Because, if you look at our history, the people who made this country did not enjoy anything. They all died before they could even get their work done completely. And most of them were killed. And obviously they were killed by traitors in this country. And it is also a fact, throughout history you would notice, that turncoats are those people who you will know that they're turncoats, because they're those people who will always land on their feet. When a country is invaded, they become pro-rulers, pro-invaders. And then once they've enjoyed benefits from that side, when the country suddenly becomes independent, then they will immediately switch sides and pretend as if they have been with the freedom fighters all along. And you will know that these are those people because you will always find them in the top most strategic positions of the government and in high authority positions with a lot of power. And the same is in Pakistan. The same is obviously you will find in Korea. The same you will find in other countries. These people, they land on their feet. They switch sides. They're turncoats. And we have many of them in Pakistan. In fact, Pakistan is not in the hands of those people who built this country. In fact, Pakistan was immediately handed to those turncoats who pretended to suddenly become patriots. And this country was literally handed over to them by the British. And the British in turn gave the reins to America to make sure that those countries that were under Britain never regain their power and they never regain their complete independence or their sovereignty, and that they should never be able to get back to being the developed countries that they originally were before invasion. And this is why, whenever any so called ally of America starts making progress, you will find that there is always an upheaval, there is always a government toppled, or there's always a revolution, and the country is smashed back to smithereens. And we have been fighting against this for years. But because our whole country has always been in the grip of these traitors who are right now sitting here and actually having the gall to lie to our faces as if we don't know who they are or what they are. Nawaz Sharif, a traitor and a spy, a double agent. Altaf Hussain, a traitor, a spy, a double agent. And Zardari, a traitor, a spy, a double agent. And all of them have refuge in England and America. These are the places where they know that they will go back to if things ever do get wrong. And as it is with traitors or those who are bought by foreign entities, their whole families are bound by contract. So the whole Zardari family, Bilawal and his sisters and everybody, even Bilawal's child, will have to be bound by that contract. Similarly, Nawaz Sharif, Shehbaz Sharif, Maryam Nawaz, they are bound by that contract. And obviously it's because they're the hunting dogs of America, which means that they're being paid heavily to destroy their own country. And if they don't get the job done, then what happens to hunting dogs when they're no longer needed? Yeah. So this is it for today in a nutshell as to what is going on. And as I've always said it before, and I have no problem saying it again, because now more and more people have realized the depth of these words that I've always said, and people have realized how true it is. If you really want real change, you cannot build a country on the remnants of bad foundation. You have to remove the foundation itself. You have to destroy the foundation and rebuild it from scratch. Then only can there be change. And number two, the only way to get rid of this government is for the whole country to simultaneously attack them and kill them. This is the only way, okay? Because Imran Khan, also the biggest mistake that he made was not going after them the moment he became prime minister. And they know it because this is what they've been doing. They go after people the moment they get the authority. Right now, what are they doing? They are trying to kill everybody, from journalists to medics to public to political rivals, everybody, anybody and everybody that can stand in their way, anybody and everybody that has their secrets, that has information of what they're actually doing, they will all be killed. A lot have already been killed. There is only one way to get rid of pests and termites. You have to burn them. That is the only way to completely finish it all. Right? There is a reason why in the past royal families terminated the whole family of traitors and not just the traitor itself. So there's food for thought for you. The whole country is already up in arms against the government, but this doesn't work. It doesn't work this way. You can't have a few hundred people here, a few thousand people here. You can't have rallies going in different parts of the country like that. No. Everybody needs to come out at the same time and attack all of them at the exact same time so that they should not be able to save themselves. Once they're all surrounded at the exact same time and they're all attacked at the exact same time, then they should all be thrown into jail where they should be executed for treason. Simple as that. Or the mob can just lynch them. Because at the end of the day, the law is also in their hands and the whole machinery of ours is infested with traitors. So we need to break down the machinery, we need to completely eliminate it, and we need to rebuild everything from scratch. And in order for that to be done, we need to cut off the heads of all the leaders at the same time, on the same date, right down to military precision. That is the only way it will work. And we all know it. But Pakistanis, being the lazy bums that they are still thinking that somebody else will come and do the dirty deed for them. I'm sorry, but this time there is no Qaid-e-Azam to save you. You don't deserve one. So this is it for now. And now I'm actually going to have some chow. Yep, take care. And Khuda Hafiz.